criminal activity in the field of organ transplantation is on the rise around the world. These crimes can range in severity from unlawful coercion to state-sanctioned, forced organ harvesting in which people are killed for their organs. And it's not just those directly involved in organ trafficking crimes who can be held legally liable. Anyone working in or connected to organ transplantation medicine is potentially at risk of unintentional complicity in the form of aiding and abetting. This includes medical professionals, academics, administrators, and others. You might be surprised how easy it is to break the law. A person could aid and abet if they supply practical assistance or encouragement that has a substantial effect on the commission of a crime. Your conduct does not have to be explicitly criminal in itself, or even have the intention of assisting a crime. Some companies have been prosecuted on the basis that they were indifferent to or benefiting from criminal activity, providing funding, tools, equipment, technology, or training to those who engage in illegal organ trafficking, even contributing to or publishing research conducted with illegally harvested organs could be considered criminally complicit. Global Rights Compliance, or GRC, has published a legal advisory report and policy guidance that seeks to protect both the medical community and the victims of these crimes. The advisory explains the risks of international collaboration in transplant medicine, research and training, and outlines the hard and soft legal obligations that govern those partnerships. It identifies high-risk countries such as China, provides advice for mitigating risks, and describes circumstances where disengagement may be required. Having due diligence policies and procedures demonstrates that you are respecting human rights and not supporting illegal activity. It also ensures that you are meeting your human rights obligations and minimizing the legal and ethical risks to your organization and employees. There are 3 essential steps. 1. Make a human rights policy commitment. 2. Conduct due diligence to assess potential risks. And 3. Prevent, mitigate, remediate, or disengage. A human rights policy commitment is a publicly available statement showing that your institution takes illegal organ trafficking seriously, and that when risks are identified, you will respond accordingly. This commitment then needs to translate into action by conducting appropriate due diligence. The due diligence process starts with identifying and assessing which activities and relationships carry a risk of causing, contributing to, or being linked to organ trafficking or forced organ harvesting. You must ask a range of questions specific to each field of work. For example, clinical researchers should find out if their potential collaborators have had any research terminated, put on hold, or voluntarily withdrawn. Medical journals should check whether there is evidence of donor consent for research on transplanted organs. It's also important to keep an eye out for red flags that indicate serious areas of risk, such as whether existing and potential collaborators are based in countries reported to have high levels of organ tourism, unethical organ transplantation, or forced organ harvesting. Red flags trigger the need for heightened due diligence and additional evaluation. After assessing your risks, your institution must take steps to prevent, mitigate, and remediate them, or disengage. These actions include expressing concerns to partners, requesting they implement their own corrective measures, and modifying contracts. This can be a delicate process that includes careful documentation, consequences for breaches of policy, and continual monitoring. If risks cannot be adequately addressed, your institution should end the relationship. When considering whether to terminate work with an existing partner, GRC's policy guidance lists specific questions that will help you assess adverse impacts on human rights. It also provides a series of actions you need to take prior to and after the disengagement. We are all obligated to be aware of breaches of human rights in our fields of work, just as other industries are responsible for making sure they're not inadvertently using forced labour. Medical institutions are responsible for not inadvertently facilitating illegal organ transplants. Adopting human rights due diligence policies can help shield you from prosecution. For more comprehensive guidance and specific model policies, review the advisory at the GRC's website.